You're listening to Adeshokwe Live, the Afrobeats podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another edition of Adeshokwe Live, the official Afrobeats podcast, at the listening party in London of the world best. It is my brother, Patoranking.
Drum roll.
Nice to see you, my brother. You're shining. You're looking good. You feel very happy that, first of all, you delivered this album. How does it feel to hand this album to the world after you said it's taken 2 years?
Yeah, beautiful feeling. Beautiful feeling. Words are not enough to explain. Because it feels like making a very important dish. And you're taking your time, and you want to make sure you tick all the boxes. All the ingredients are right, everything, the right portion, the right, and boom, and then food is ready. And you serve your guest, and everybody's eating with so much joy and excitement. That's how I feel.
2 years to create, an album. Are you a perfectionist? What exactly goes through your mind when you're creating music? What do you want? Why does it take that much time?
Yeah, there's a reason why it's called a record. Because it's history. You can't go back to it once it's done. That's why I call it the record. History. And for me, I wanted this to be a masterpiece. Number 4, because it sets the tone for what is to come. And we needed to get it right. So I took my time, made sure it's different, and sometimes in life, if you want to go forward, you have to go backward. You have to come backward, and just as they say, direction is the new speed. We made sure
Direction is the new speed.
Yeah, we made sure we were very intentional about where we want to go with this. Because this album sets the tone for what is to come. Yeah.
You recorded in different places. You talked about Ghana. You obviously talked about Nigeria, the UK. What are the places that you recorded in, and why did you choose those locations?
Yeah, LA, some in Atlanta, Paris, Lomé, Togo as well.
Wow.
Because it's called World Best, it needs to have that feel. It needs to have that, the dynamics has to, it has to be what it's called to be, So for us, we wanted to make sure we had everything.
You talked about a style of making albums, especially coming from where you're coming from, where it kicks off with praise, giving thanks. You make record for the streets and talk about what's happening, and then you also celebrate your mother. Exactly. Talk to me about that spine of coming from the ghetto and having to make music like that.
It's the traditional way of making albums, and being a Galala artist. Galala is like the stepchild of reggae dancer, so you can't skip it. For every Galala record you hear, there is love, there is reality, there is street, there is mama, there is God, I thank you, there is, situation, everybody cry. And it's just like the voice of the poor man, and that used to be how we see most of the artists then in the ghetto. And for me, I love the fact that they were expressive, they express themselves enough through the music. They speak for the people through the music. It's relatable. And you don't have to stress. So if I'm singing a song like a Bobby, you understand that, okay, I get what he's saying. If I'm singing higher, God, you don't need to, it's not vibes. It's not, okay, these are things that happens around us every day. And that is the system I grew up in.
How important is it to be a voice for the streets, to talk about the reality around you and not get carried away with some of the excitement and the glitz and glamour of celebrity?
Yeah, I chose the path less traveled, I said earlier, if you're a public figure, you're there for 2 reasons: glitz and glamour, service to humanity. I chose service to humanity, and it comes with a cost. You have to live up to it, you have to be responsible. It's a responsibility. It's a partless travel. You might not be noticed, but you're there. You're doing your thing. So when the beauty of it is whenever people look towards that direction, you're there. You know, and for me, it's not a mistake that I was born on Children's Day. You know, like it's not a mistake that I'm from the ghetto. You know, where I was coming from, we needed somebody to look up to. You know, yes, there was no one to look up to. You know, and I became the person. I said I want to become the person they look up to. So it's a responsibility. You know, responsibility in the sense that you have to make sure there's peace in the community, which these are things that quietly we do. You have to make sure everyone is sane. You have to make sure everywhere is calm. You have to make sure everyone is happy. You know, and these are the things also that makes me happy as a human. You know, so very important. What best is a responsibility.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Zion Foster, Kiss Daniel, Popcorn, Vic Tony,
Diamond
Platinum's Jackie and Beanie Man.
Yeah.
Your selection of collaborators is very interesting. From a legend like Beanie Man to a young buck like Vic Tony and Zion Foster.
Yeah.
A beautiful lady like and a legend like Ludacris.
Yeah,
How did you select your collaborators? Was there a thought process around it, or was it just how the music was coming?
For me, I like to work with people that I'm a fan of their works, you know, because I wanna have two feelings, you know. I wanna have the fun feeling, I wanna have the fun moment, and also for the music as well, you know. For the fact that we're coming to make beautiful music, it's very important. You know, everybody that was on the album, you know, are people that I would wake up any day and say I want to go into the studio with anytime, any day, you know. So that makes it beautiful. It's a collaborative effort. I tell people that I'm a bridge builder, you know, building alliances, Pan-African alliances from a musical perspective. That's what I do. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm doing, you know. From Nigeria to Ghana, Nigeria to Tanzania. We want a borderless Africa. We are building bridges and burning borders. That is why on the artwork there is no line of this is Ghana here. This is no. That's what we're doing with our music. It's one step at a time. We're gonna get there. You know, time will come. We're not supposed to. You're supposed to go to any African country without being asked, for a visa. And that's what we're doing with the music. So with time, people would, okay, he's been doing it years ago. So that's just it.
Bobby has become almost an anthem over the last recent days with the sad loss of the young artist Mohbad.
Yeah.
First of all, what are your thoughts about, you know, losing a talented artist so young? And second of all, how people have gravitated towards that song almost as a storyteller on the oppressed in Nigeria.
It's sad, you know, the fact that when you open your phone and you see his picture and you come to realization that he's not coming back. That's the part that gets me, you know. Like, it's still hard to believe that he's gone. You know, I remember I sent him a message sometime in April. He didn't send me any message. I just sent him. I went to his DM and I said, yo, good works, top works, young king, keep doing what you're doing, you know? Keep up the good works, you know? And he replied, I said, thanks, man, thanks, boss. You know, for me, like, I saw what he was doing, and there are many angles I can look into it and I would be, he's just gonna get me down.
Yes.
Do you want to come to it as a father? You're a father. You want to look at it from the father's side, a young father. You know, what happens to the boy? What happens to the kid? You know, you want to come from, you know, the fact that he's coming from the ghetto, you know. Now, someone is gone. A lot of people depended on him. So there's so many, like it's just sad. You know, we should not be losing people. We should not. He doesn't deserve it, you know, and it's a very sad one, you know. But I'm happy everybody's speaking up right now and you know, coming together as a voice and saying no, like justice for Mohbad is very important, and it's something I stand by. So it's sick. You want to talk about Bobby? Yes, people can relate to it. I spoke about how you make songs and you speak for people, and this one is one of them because it's happening right in front of us, So me, I just look at the best way to advise. It's like when I sang, nobody will know fit to make them. I just want people to understand that there's no one that can make it.
Absolutely.
You're coming from a population of 260 million. The best way to advise them is speak pidgin. So I pass the message through pidgin. For a song like a Bobby, it's very important to pay attention to lyrics. Lyrics is key. If we had paid attention to lyrics, we would have seen signs from Mohbad. Yeah, we all want to dance, we all want to jump, and but when the beat stops, we should be able to say, okay, yeah. It's very important.
Finally, Afrobeats, the success and the growth of Afrobeats have seen champions like yourself and many others carrying this torch around the world. What are your thoughts about where we are now and possibly what we need to do to ensure we even go to greater heights in the grand scheme of things?
To be honest, we're still scratching the surface. We're still scratching the surface. We're not there. Yeah, we're not there yet. We're just scratching the surface. Are we gonna get there? Yes. Are we gonna pass there? Yes. But we need to understand that it is a collective effort. It is a we and not an I situation. Not I did it, we did it. And we need to understand that yes, it's a we thing. Because take for example, this is how I see it from a layman term. It's like building a house with pillars. If one man should say, okay, I want to hold the pillar so that the house will stand, no, it's going to collapse on the man. It's not possible. You're going to have a lot of hands, many people holding different pillars. And if one person should leave his part, we're going to, exactly. So we all need to come together and understand that everybody have a role to play in this. Not just the artist, the people behind the scene, the men behind the men behind the men, the people behind the people, the creators, the curators, the everyone involved in making like the culture, what it's supposed to look like. We need to have an understanding. It's important we know that direction is the new speed. We can't just wake up and say we want to go south. No, we need to be intentional about where we're going to, because it's going to be bigger than this. If not, people will come out and show us how it's been done. And that's the worst thing that could happen to us. First. We don't pray for that, and a lot of people put in a lot of work for us to get here. All we have to do is make sure we take it from where they stop to the next level, and it has to be done right. It has to be done collectively. Broom. If you take one of it to sweep, you won't do anything. The only time it sweeps is when it comes together. Exactly. So it's a collective thing. We need to come together as one voice, one direction, and get it done. And together we'll smash the world.
We'll smash the world from the incredible world best Patoranking. Ladies and gentlemen, until the next time, this is the Afrobeats podcast. And my brother, Patoranking! My brother.
Log on. How come the good people log on? Uno say let bygone be bygone, but allow the money uno use fi bygone. Uno get the range and the wagon. Promise we plenty, but we not get none. Flinging more fire than a dragon. How come the ghetto youth coming to you live and direct pan? Ghetto TV. This one here need no CV. Long time with these people deceive we. Can't shout we out, call the people them receive we. Uno get the pen, but we get the ink. Uno get the money, but we get the link. Uno get the eye, but we make it blink. Uno chat shit and make the whole place stink. I fight for my people. Dirty blood we not drink. Elevate their mindset and make them think. Rebad man never wear pink. No matter how they sit up, the ship can sink. I am for the people, and the people are the people who have people. Good people, one people, God people, good over evil. Patoranking. Shibs do. Adeshok, but you don't know.
Let's go.
Bless.
Patoranking! Patoranking!
The
My brother.
Podcast.
Right. Right.